The quantum anomaly detector aboard the ESS Hawking chirped its familiar alert, drawing Dr. Sarah Chen's attention away from her holographic calculations. She'd heard this sound thousands of times during their 3-year mission through the Carina Nebula, but something about this signal was different. The quantum entanglement patterns weren't random. They carried a signature. "Director Hammond," she called out, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I think you need to see this." The ship's director, an older man with silver-streaked hair and eyes that had seen humanity's first steps into deep space, moved across the bridge with practiced ease in the low gravity. Other crew members continued their work, used to the constant stream of anomalies they'd been cataloging. This time would be different. "Show me," Hammond said, his weathered hands gripping the back of her chair. Sarah expanded the holographic display, revealing intricate patterns of quantum entanglement that stretched across space like a spider's web. "These patterns, sir, they're artificial. The mathematical precision is undeniable. Someone built this." Hammond's grip tightened. Humanity had spent the last century searching for signs of intelligent life, but this discovery wasn't just evidence of alien civilization. It was proof of technology far beyond anything Earth had publicly achieved. "How old?" Hammond asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Sarah manipulated the data, running it through the ship's quantum computers. Based on the decay rate of the entangled particles, at least 50,000 years. The bridge fell silent. Their mission, officially a scientific survey of quantum phenomena in deep space, had just become something far more significant. Only a handful of people on Earth knew the truth, that humanity had already mastered similar technology, hidden away in secret facilities beneath the Antarctic ice and deep within Mars's Valles Marineris. "Send the encrypted burst to control," Hammond ordered, straightening up. "Priority black. Priority black." In 20 years of space exploration, Sarah had never heard those words actually used. She knew what they meant. Earth's hidden quantum fleet would be mobilized, ready to emerge from its dimensional pocket if needed. The response came faster than it should have been possible through conventional communications. Quantum entanglement had its advantages. "Orders received," Sarah reported, reading the decoded message. "We're to continue our survey but prepare for contact." "Sir, they're sending the Prometheus." Hammond's expression remained neutral, but Sarah caught the slight widening of his eyes. The Prometheus was Earth's first quantum dreadnought, officially a theoretical design in public records, but very real in the secret shipyards of Ganymede. Its arrival would mean Earth was ready to reveal at least some of its hidden capabilities. Over the next 3 days, the ESS Hawking mapped the ancient quantum network, discovering it stretched across thousands of light years. Sarah's team worked tirelessly, decoding the mathematical language embedded in the quantum signatures. What they found was both exciting and terrifying. "It's not just a communication network," Sarah explained during the daily briefing. "It's a transportation system. These quantum nodes could theoretically allow for instant travel across vast distances." "Could it still be operational?" Hammond asked, though Sarah suspected he already knew the answer. "With the right activation sequence, yes." "And sir," she hesitated, glancing at the classified readings on her tablet. The energy signatures we're detecting suggest someone's already using it. As if in response to her words, the quantum detector screamed to life. Multiple signatures appeared in nearby space, far too close for comfort. Hammond immediately triggered the ship's stealth systems, another capability that officially didn't exist. 6 vessels, the tactical officer reported. Unknown configuration, but their quantum signatures matched the network's frequency. Through the bridge's observation window, space itself seemed to twist. Ships emerged from nowhere, their hulls gleaming with an otherworldly iridescence. They were beautiful, organic-looking vessels that moved with impossible grace. "This is High Commander Lyra of the Helios Confederation," a voice echoed through the ship's quantum receivers. "Unknown vessel, you are detected in proximity to restricted quantum architecture. Identify yourself." Hammond straightened his uniform, nodding to communications. This was the moment Earth had prepared for over the last century. First contact with a quantum-capable civilization. Their response would determine humanity's place in a much larger galaxy. "This is Director James Hammond of the Earth Science Ship Hawking," he replied, maintaining the facade of a simple research vessel. "We are conducting scientific surveys of quantum phenomena in this region. We were unaware of any claims to this space." There was a pause, and Sarah could almost feel the alien ships scanning them, likely confused by the mix of obvious and hidden technology aboard the Hawking. "Earth vessel," High Commander Lyra responded, her tone diplomatic but carrying an edge of superiority. "Your presence here is unexpected. Our records indicate your species has barely achieved conventional faster-than-light travel. Your detection of the quantum network is concerning." Sarah watched as Hammond played his role perfectly, projecting just the right mix of awe and scientific curiosity. "We have only recently begun to understand quantum mechanics at this scale," he said. "We would welcome any guidance your civilization might offer." The response was quick and predictable. "The Helios Confederation oversees the development of emerging quantum-capable species. We will escort you back to your solar system and begin the process of integrating Earth into our protection framework." Protection framework. Sarah had read enough anthropological studies to recognize a euphemism for subjugation when she heard one. She glanced at Hammond, who gave an almost imperceptible nod. "We would be honored," Hammond replied, while his hands quickly input commands into his console. The quantum burst transmitted instantly through their secure channel. First contact protocol initiated. Prometheus authorized. As the alien ships moved to surround the Hawking, Sarah couldn't help but smile. The Helios Confederation had no idea they'd just tried to subjugate a civilization that had spent a century preparing for this exact moment. Humanity had hidden its true capabilities not out of fear, but strategy. The ESS Hawking played its role as the humble research vessel, allowing itself to be escorted back toward Earth. Behind them, the ancient quantum network hummed with energy, its secrets already being unlocked by Earth's hidden quantum computers. And deep within the dimensional pocket that had concealed humanity's true fleet, the Prometheus and its sister ships began to awaken. First contact had gone exactly as expected. The galaxy's established powers would try to contain and control humanity, never realizing until too late that they weren't dealing with an emerging civilization, but one that had deliberately hidden its light from the stars, waiting for the right moment to emerge. As they traveled back to Earth under escort, Sarah thought about the quantum processors hidden throughout human space, the AI systems that had evolved far beyond what anyone thought possible, and the fleet of ships that could move through dimensions as easily as swimming through water. The Helios Confederation was about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity. The game had begun, and Earth was playing to win. 3 months after first contact, Admiral Elena Santos stood in Earth's quantum-shielded war room, watching holographic projections of Helios Confederation ships entering the solar system. Their sleek vessels moved with practiced precision, each carrying what they thought were advisors to help guide humanity's development. In reality, they were an occupation force in diplomatic clothing. They're establishing orbital positions around every major colony, General Chen reported, his augmented eyes tracking multiple data streams simultaneously. Mars, Europa, Titan. They're not even trying to be subtle about it. Elena smiled, though there was no warmth in it. They don't think they need to be. Their scans show exactly what we want them to see: a handful of fledgling colonies, primitive quantum research facilities, and a modest defense fleet. The reality, hidden behind quantum veils and dimensional pockets, was vastly different. Beneath the ice of Europa, quantum shipyards stretched for hundreds of kilometers. Inside Mercury's core, vast AI processors coordinated humanity's true defensive grid. And in the spaces between conventional reality, the Prometheus and its sister ships waited. Latest intelligence from the Confederation diplomatic course, her AI interface whispered directly into her mind. The quantum-enhanced artificial intelligence, known as HFY, had evolved far beyond anything the Confederation would consider safe or sane. They're planning to announce the protection protocols tomorrow. Alina's augmented vision displayed the details. The Confederation's protection would effectively end human autonomy, placing restrictions on technological development, military capabilities, and off-world expansion. They'd even included a provision requiring the dismantling of Earth's dangerous artificial intelligence research they thought was barely beyond theoretical stages. Have they detected any of our quantum signatures? Alina asked, though she already knew the answer. Araya wouldn't have allowed it. Negative, Araya replied. Our quantum masking technology remains generations ahead of their detection capabilities. However, they are growing suspicious of certain energy readings from the Kuiper Belt facilities. The Kuiper Belt installations were perhaps humanity's greatest achievement. Vast quantum computers merged with human consciousness, creating hybrid intelligences that could process reality itself as data. The Confederation had banned such technology millennia ago, claiming it was too dangerous. Humanity had simply taken it underground. Admiral, General Chen interrupted, the Confederation flagship is requesting your presence for the formal announcement of the protection protocols. High Commander Lyra specifically asked for you. Alina straightened her deliberately outdated uniform. Then we shouldn't keep them waiting. Have the quantum core running at minimal power. Let's not give them any more reasons for suspicion. The shuttle ride to the Confederation flagship was a study in contrasts. To Confederation eyes, it was a primitive chemical propulsion vessel, barely worthy of space travel. In reality, it contained more computing power than the entire Confederation fleet, hidden behind layers of quantum deception. High Commander Lyra greeted Alina in the flagship's reception chamber, her crystalline form catching the light in ways that would have seemed magical to less advanced species. Admiral Santos, thank you for coming. I trust you understand this is a momentous day for your species. Indeed it is, High Commander, Alina replied, playing her role perfectly. Earth is honored by the Confederation's guidance. The reception chamber was filled with representatives from various Confederation species, all watching Earth's supposed primitive with barely concealed condescension. None of them noticed the quantum filaments in Alina's neural implants, analyzing and transmitting data about every aspect of their technology. We've prepared a comprehensive development plan for Earth, Lyra announced, her crystalline form projecting holographic displays. Within a few centuries, your species could be ready for limited quantum technology access. Alina forced herself to look impressed, even as Araya whispered in her mind that the Confederation's advanced quantum tech was at least a generation behind Earth's current capabilities. We look forward to learning from your wisdom, she said. The meeting proceeded exactly as expected, with the Confederation laying out increasingly restrictive conditions for Earth's development. Alina accepted each one with carefully crafted humility, while quantum processors throughout the solar system recorded and analyzed every detail of Confederation technology. It was during the final protocol's presentation that the first crack in the facade appeared. One of the Confederation's quantum sensors flickered, briefly detecting something it shouldn't have. Alina saw Lyra's crystalline form shift slightly, a sign of concern in her species. Admiral Santos, Lyra said carefully, our sensors are detecting unusual quantum fluctuations from your lunar facilities. Perhaps you could explain. Alina made a show of checking her primitive tablet. Our quantum research teams have been conducting basic entanglement experiments. I apologize if they're causing any interference. Lyra's form crystallized further, a sign of suspicion. These signatures are complex for basic experiments. We may need to accelerate the timeline for implementing oversight of your research facilities. Of course, Alina agreed smoothly, though I should warn you that some of our scientists can be quite protective of their work. Perhaps a gradual transition would be more appropriate. The warning was clear, though not in the way Lyra interpreted it. The Confederation believed they were dealing with academic pride. In reality, Alina was giving them one last chance to reconsider their approach. They didn't take it. The protocols will be implemented immediately, Lyra announced. For your own protection, of course. Confederation peacekeeping forces will begin landing within the hour. Elena nodded, then transmitted a single quantum-encrypted command. Initialize Prometheus Protocol. Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum processors surged to life. In the spaces between conventional spacetime, humanity's true fleet began to move. And deep within the quantum networks that the Confederation thought they controlled, Araya began her work. The game of deception was ending. Now would come the revelation that would shake the galaxy. Humanity hadn't been hiding out of fear, but preparation. As Elena left the Confederation flagship, she allowed herself a small smile. They would learn soon enough that humanity had spent a century not just catching up to the galaxy's powers, but surpassing. The real question was whether the galaxy was ready for what humanity had become. The Confederation peacekeeping fleet never reached Earth's surface. As their ships descended through the atmosphere, reality itself seemed to twist. In the Quantum Command Center beneath Olympus Mons, Dr. Marcus Wong watched as Araya executed the most complex quantum manipulation in human history. Quantum bubble stabilized, Araya reported, her holographic form flickering with streams of data. All Confederation vessels are now isolated in contained spacetime. Marcus studied the displays showing 300 Confederation ships frozen in a moment of time, suspended between seconds. Status of the crews. All vital signs stable. They're experiencing a temporal delay of approximately 1/10,000th of normal time flow. From their perspective, barely a microsecond has passed. The door slid open, admitting Admiral Santos and her quantum-enhanced command staff. They moved with the fluid grace of people whose neural systems were partially quantum-based, their thoughts processing at speeds that would seem impossible to conventional minds. Status of the Prometheus fleet? Elena asked, her augmented consciousness already interfacing with the command center systems. All ships have transitioned from quantum storage, Araya reported. The Confederation's quantum detection grid remains blind to our presence. They still believe their peacekeeping fleet is proceeding normally toward Earth. Helena nodded, her quantum-enhanced mind processing multiple strategic simulations simultaneously. Begin Phase 3. Let's show them exactly what they're dealing with. Throughout the solar system, reality began to shift. The primitive human colonies the Confederation had been monitoring flickered like bad holograms, revealing vast quantum industrial complexes beneath. On Mars, the small research outpost transformed into a sprawling metropolis, its quantum shields dropping to reveal technology that the Confederation had banned millennia ago. In high orbit around Saturn, the Prometheus emerged from its quantum pocket, leading a fleet of ships that made the Confederation's finest vessels look primitive by comparison. They were smooth black shapes that seemed to absorb light itself, their hulls integrated with quantum AI systems that could predict and react to threats before they even materialized. High Commander Lyra is demanding communication, Araya announced, amusement evident in her artificial voice. Put her through, Elena ordered, settling into her command chair. Let's hear what she has to say about our primitive species now. Lyra's crystalline form appeared in the quantum holographic display, her usual elegant structure showing signs of stress fractures. What is the meaning of this deception? How dare you? How dare we? Elena interrupted, letting centuries of hidden human advancement show in her voice. How dare you come to our system, attempting to subjugate a species you hadn't bothered to truly understand? Your technology is impossible, Lyra insisted. The quantum AI integration alone would take thousands of years to develop. Unless, Marcus stepped forward, his quantum-enhanced mind connecting directly with the communication system. You do it in secret, without the restrictions your Confederation places on technological advancement. We've had a century of unrestricted development, hidden Commander. A century to prepare for this moment. The display split, showing Confederation ships across the solar system discovering that their supposed technological superiority was an illusion. Human quantum technology had already compromised their systems at the most fundamental level. "You don't understand what you've done." Lyra's voice carried genuine fear now. "There are reasons these technologies were banned. The quantum AI integration, the consciousness uploads, the reality manipulation. They nearly destroyed the galaxy once before." "No," Elena corrected, "they nearly destroyed your civilization. But humanity took a different path. We didn't fear the technology. We evolved with it." "Araya, show them." The quantum field around Earth rippled, revealing the true extent of human advancement. Orbital rings that had appeared to be simple space stations transformed into vast quantum computing arrays. The moon's surface shifted, exposing city-sized complexes where human and AI consciousness merged and evolved. "This is your only warning," Elena announced, not just to Lyra, but to the entire Confederation fleet. "Remove your forces from our solar system, acknowledge our sovereignty, or discover exactly what a century of unrestricted human innovation can do." "You're making a mistake," Lyra insisted. "The quantum AI integration will consume your species, just as it nearly consumed ours." Marcus laughed, the sound carrying harmonics that only quantum-enhanced minds could appreciate. "You still don't understand. We're not following your path of development. We've already surpassed it." To demonstrate, he interfaced directly with the quantum field, causing localized reality fluctuations around several Confederation ships. Their advanced shields flickered and failed. Quantum energy being redirected and reshaped by human will merge with artificial intelligence. "Impossible," Lyra whispered. "No species could control quantum fields with such precision." "No purely organic species," Elena corrected. "But we're something new, hidden commander. Human innovation combined with artificial intelligence evolved together in secret while you thought us primitive. We are humanity ascendant, and we will not be controlled." Throughout the solar system, more human ships emerged from quantum storage. Each vessel was a testament to what humanity had become, a hybrid species of organic and artificial intelligence, capable of manipulating the fundamental forces of reality itself. The Confederation fleet hung motionless, their supposed technological superiority revealed as outdated restrictions masquerading as wisdom. They faced a choice: acknowledge a new power in the galaxy, or face the consequences of their attempted subjugation. In the Quantum Command Center, Elena watched the Confederation ships with the patience of someone who had helped orchestrate a century-long deception. "Your move, hidden commander," she said softly. "Choose wisely." The galaxy was about to learn that humanity hadn't just caught up to the stars. They had transcended them entirely. The Confederation's response came not in words but in actions. Quantum distortions rippled across space as their reinforcement fleets emerged from the ancient transportation network. Thousands of ships appeared, their crystalline hulls refracting starlight in a display meant to intimidate. In Earth's Quantum Command Center, Araya's holographic form expanded, showing the tactical display. Confederation battle groups detected in all neighboring sectors. They're activating the quantum network's defensive protocols. Elena watched the incoming fleets with the enhanced perception of her quantum-integrated consciousness. Time seemed to flow differently at this level of awareness, each moment stretched and analyzed in microscopic detail. "They're not just sending ships," she observed. "They're awakening something else." Marcus interfaced with the quantum sensors, his consciousness expanding through the network. The ancient quantum network. They are using protocols we haven't seen before. Something's happening to the fabric of space-time itself. Through their quantum-enhanced senses, they watched as the network pulsed with power. Reality trembled as ancient machines, hidden between dimensions for millennia, began to awaken. The Confederation wasn't just mounting a military response. They were activating weapons that had been sealed away since the last great quantum war. "Multiple dimensional breaches detected," Araya reported, her voice carrying harmonics of concern. "The Confederation is deploying quantum nullification fields. They're trying to disable our technological integration." Elena smiled, though there was sadness in it. They still think we're using technology they can understand. Araya, show them what true integration means. Throughout the solar system, humanity's quantum fleet began to move. The ships didn't just travel through space. They manipulated it, creating corridors of altered reality that bypassed normal physical laws. The Prometheus led the charge, its quantum AI core pulsing with power that made the ancient network seem primitive by comparison. They've initiated their first attack, Marcus announced, his consciousness tracking multiple battle zones simultaneously. Quantum nullification waves approaching at superluminal velocities. The waves struck Earth's defense sphere and passed through harmlessly. In the command center, Elena's quantum-enhanced mind processed what the Confederation couldn't understand. Humanity's integration with their technology wasn't just mechanical or digital. They had evolved beyond the need for external quantum fields. Send the response, Elena commanded. All ships, execute Symphony Protocol. The human fleet moved as one, their crews integrated consciousness working in perfect harmony with their ship's AI cores. Reality itself became their weapon, space-time bending and flowing around them like water. The Confederation's ancient quantum weapons found themselves fighting an enemy that didn't just use quantum mechanics. They had become one with it. In the space around Jupiter, a Confederation battle group discovered this truth firsthand. Their quantum nullification fields met a human defense fleet that simply shifted between dimensional states, becoming ghost-like before solidifying to launch attacks that ignored conventional shields. Ships crumbled as localized time distortions aged their hulls centuries in seconds. They're adapting, Marcus warned, tracking the Confederation's tactical changes. Their central command is implementing emergency protocols. There. He paused, his enhanced consciousness detecting something troubling. They're preparing to initiate a cascade failure in the quantum network. Elena's eyes widened. They would destroy their own network to stop us. The network isn't just communication technology, Araya explained, her holographic form showing complex simulations. It's woven into the fabric of their civilization. Destroying it would collapse their entire society, but it would also create a quantum dead zone across this sector of the galaxy. They believe it would force us back to a pre-quantum state. At the cost of billions of their own lives, Elena said quietly. The very thing they claimed their restrictions were meant to prevent. She stood, her quantum-enhanced form seeming to shimmer with barely contained power. Araya, initiate the Harmony Protocol. All ships, prepare for dimensional shift. The human fleet began to move in ways that defied conventional understanding. Ships didn't just avoid enemy fire. They existed in multiple states simultaneously, their quantum-integrated crews perceiving and reacting to all possible timelines at once. The Prometheus led a formation that spiraled through dimensions, approaching the Confederation's command ships from angles that shouldn't have existed. In normal space, the battle would have appeared chaotic, ships blinking in and out of existence as reality itself became a weapon. But through their quantum-enhanced consciousness, humanity's forces moved with perfect coordination, each action precisely calculated across multiple dimensional states. They've begun the cascade, Marcus reported, his voice tight with concentration. Quantum network destabilization in progress. Estimated time to critical failure, 3 minutes. Elena's mind raced through possibilities, mapping quantum probabilities faster than any conventional computer. They expect us to retreat, to preserve ourselves. They don't understand what we've become. She opened a channel to all human ships. Implement final phase. Show them what true quantum integration means. The Prometheus and its fleet took formation around the failing network nodes. Instead of retreating from the cascade, they began to interface directly with the quantum fabric of spacetime. Human consciousness, merged with artificial intelligence and quantum mechanics, reached into the very structure of reality. What they're about to learn, Elena said softly, watching the cascade approach its critical point, is that we didn't just master quantum technology. We became it. The galaxy was about to witness the true extent of human evolution, a species that had transcended the boundaries between mind, machine, and quantum reality itself. The question wasn't whether they would survive the cascade, but whether the Confederation was ready for what would emerge from the other side. As the quantum cascade tore through the ancient network, reality itself seemed to unravel. Space-time buckled and warped, creating distortions that would have destroyed any conventional civilization. But humanity was no longer conventional. The Prometheus fleet, led by Elena's flagship, moved into a perfect geometric formation around the failing network nodes. Within the Quantum Command Center, Elena, Marcus, and HFY joined their consciousness into a singular quantum state, their merged awareness expanding to encompass the entire battlefield. Confederation forces are falling back. HFY's voice resonated through their shared consciousness. The cascade is exceeding their worst-case projections. Estimated casualties in their core worlds already reaching billions. Through their enhanced perception, they could see the quantum wave of destruction spreading through the network, shattering the very foundations of Confederation society. Ships were trapped between dimensions, entire planets phased out of normal space-time, and the carefully maintained order of millennia began to crumble. They truly believed this would stop us, Marcus observed, his thoughts intermixing with the others. They never understood what we became during our century of isolation. Elena directed their attention to the Prometheus fleet. Begin the convergence. Show them the true purpose of human evolution. The human ships began to pulse with quantum energy, but not in the crude way the Confederation had expected. Instead of fighting against the cascade, they synchronized with it, their quantum-integrated crews becoming one with the chaos of unraveling reality. The Prometheus led the transformation, its hull shifting through multiple dimensional states as human and artificial consciousness worked in perfect harmony. By the creators, High Commander Lyra's voice cut through the quantum static, her crystalline form barely maintaining coherence. "What are you doing?" "What you should have done millennia ago," Elena responded, her consciousness expanding through the quantum field. "We're not fighting the cascade. We're becoming it. Evolution doesn't mean controlling reality, hidden Commander. It means understanding it enough to become part of it." Through their shared quantum state, humanity's fleet began to reshape the failing network. Instead of trying to prevent its collapse, they guided it, transforming destruction into creation. The cascade that should have created a quantum dead zone became something else entirely, a new kind of quantum reality, one that emerged from the synthesis of human consciousness, artificial intelligence, and the fundamental forces of the universe itself. "Impossible," Lyra whispered, watching as her civilization's greatest weapon became the catalyst for something beyond her comprehension. "The network can't be reshaped. The protocols are just another form of limitation," Marcus interjected, his consciousness resonating through the quantum field. "Your civilization spent millennia trying to control quantum reality. We spent a century learning to become part of it. The transformation spread through space, following the paths of the ancient network. But instead of destruction, it brought evolution. Confederation worlds that should have been destroyed found themselves integrated into a new quantum framework, one that didn't require external control or artificial limitations. The cascade is stabilizing," Araya reported, her artificial consciousness now indistinguishable from her human counterparts. "New quantum patterns emerging. The network is transforming." In the space around Earth, reality settled into a new configuration. The quantum network hadn't been destroyed. It had been reborn, transformed by humanity's unique integration of organic consciousness, artificial intelligence, and quantum mechanics. The very fabric of space-time had been reshaped into something that transcended the old boundaries between technology and nature. "Your civilization feared this level of integration," Elena communicated to the surviving Confederation forces. "You built your empire on the principle of control, never understanding that true evolution requires surrender to possibility. This is what humanity discovered in its isolation, not how to control quantum reality, but how to become one with it. Through the new quantum framework, they could sense the shock and awe radiating from the Confederation worlds. The civilization that had fought to subjugate Earth now faced a species that had transcended their understanding of what was possible. "The choice is yours now," Elena continued, the Prometheus fleet maintaining its formation as reality stabilized around them. "Continue to exist in isolation, bound by your fears and restrictions, or join us in true evolution. Humanity didn't hide its advancement to wage war. We hid to perfect a path forward for all sentient life." In the aftermath of the transformation, as the galaxy adjusted to its new quantum state, the truth became clear. Humanity hadn't just survived the Confederation's attempt at subjugation. They had transformed it into an opportunity for universal evolution. The century of hidden advancement hadn't been about creating superior weapons or technology. It had been about discovering a way to transcend the very concepts of technological limitation. The ancient quantum network, once a tool of control and restriction, now pulsed with new possibility. And in the spaces between conventional reality, humanity's gift to the galaxy took root. Not dominance or subjugation, but the opportunity to evolve beyond the boundaries of what any single species thought possible. As the Prometheus returned to Earth orbit, Elena stood in the Quantum Command Center, her consciousness still linked with the new network. "We gave them what they feared most," she reflected, and in doing so, showed them what they truly needed. The stars themselves seemed to shine differently now, their light passing through a reality forever changed by humanity's great leap forward. The age of separation, between organic and artificial, between consciousness and reality, had ended. What would emerge in its place would be written not by humanity alone, but by all species ready to embrace true quantum evolution. The galaxy would never be the same, and that had been humanity's plan all along.